Hi, my name is Miss Perkins, and welcome to your Year 2 Meet the Teacher virtual meeting. I'm currently speaking to you from the lovely Everest classroom, as you can see behind me, where the Everest class do most of their learning. Obviously, this is very new to us. We would usually welcome you all into the building to come and meet staff. But I hope that you enjoy this presentation and us having this meeting in a slightly different way. Okay, I'm just going to bring up the Meet the Teacher presentation for you. I'd like to introduce you to the Year 2 team. We have in Everest, myself, Miss Perkins, as class teacher, and supporting me and the children with their learning is our wonderful teaching assistant, Miss Reeves. In Snowdon, we have Miss Lawrence, who is class teacher, and then we have the lovely Mrs. Alexander, who will be supporting Snowdon with their learning also. I would also like to introduce you to the senior leadership team for primary. We have Dr. Trevena, who is the head teacher across the whole school. We then have Mrs. Oldham, who is an assistant head and primary lead. Mrs. Oldham is currently taking those steps towards her maternity leave. So in her place for now, we have Miss Auger, who's also an assistant head and oversees quality of education. The COVID measures that the school are taking to ensure that your children remain safe while being in school are such as having each year group in their own bubble. Each year group consists of 4 adults, and as you can see here on the slide, the class or the year group, we stay together and we don't mix with other year groups and their bubbles. This is why, if you notice at home times and in the morning when you're dropping off, some classes are going in before others. So we've staggered the whole day. It's not just the arrival and dismissal times that are staggered, it is also lunches and breaks. The children go at their allocated time so that there's no crossover with other bubbles. And there's no need for social distancing in the classroom, as the children will be together all day and every day. But we do insist on hand washing. So as soon as the children come in, they are very good now at being in the routine of washing their hands. But we do the same thing throughout the day. So when we are about to eat, when we go to breaks, when we come back from breaks and lunches, and when we go home, hand washing is taking place. As the water fountains are unavailable for use due to the current situation, we would encourage all parents to make sure that they send their children in with a named water bottle so that they can stay hydrated throughout the day. So as I mentioned before, with the arrival and dismissals, they are staggered per bubble, per year group. For year 2, the children are expected to be ready lining up at 8:55, where the class teacher or support staff will then take them into the building, ready to be registered and start lessons for 9 o'clock. At 3:15, the children will be brought to the veranda, which is located at the top of the primary stairs. We must ask that you allow the class teacher or support staff to dismiss your child. It's important that we just don't have children just leaving the building to either someone that is not safe or to someone who we may not recognise. It's really vital that the adult dismissing your child sees you before your child is released. And we also must ask that if the pickup arrangements have changed, to please inform the school so that the teacher is aware of the change in arrangement of who is coming to collect your child. And we must also ask for all adults, particularly when on the playground or on the veranda, to maintain social distancing at all times, please. Okay, our aspirations for year 2. You may have noticed they are slightly different to what was expected of the children last year in year 1, but we are building on the skills that they would have learned in that year. So we hope by the end of the year that the children will be able to read a wide range of common exception words, including the Year 2 spelling appendix. Now, this is something that the children will have regular access to in the classroom. Reading common exception words, these words will be found in their home readers, so it's so important that they are reading every day. We hope that they can independently write sentences where they consistently use full stops, capital letters, conjunctions, noun phrases, a variety of punctuation, and interesting vocabulary. We also hope that they begin to consistently edit their own work. Now, this is something that we introduced in Year 1 last year, and we are hoping that the children can grow and develop the habit of looking at what improvements need to be made for their own work and having the confidence to make those changes to up-level their work. We also hope by the end of the year that they can comprehend what they read by making inferences, answering questions about the text, and also talking about what they've read. I know sometimes we can get caught up in giving the children books that are more challenging in terms of the text or the vocabulary used. However, the comprehension that they have, the understanding of what they read is so important. Can they read between the lines? Can they understand the message that a story or a book is trying to convey to them? We also need to prepare our Year 2s for their SATs papers for May 2021. So these include reading, writing and maths. We hope that they can confidently add and subtract a 2-digit number from and to a 2-digit number, okay? We also will be focusing on fractions such as halves, quarters, thirds and 3/4. And we also hope that they will know that all of their times tables that include the 2s, 3s, 5s and 10s. I mean, these are just some of the things that we hope that the children will be able to achieve by the end of the year. On the next page is an overview of the Year 2 curriculum. As you can see, it's split into the 6 terms, autumn 1, 2, all the way up until the summer. Each term has a theme, as you can see here. So this term, our current theme is Home Sweet Home. And what we've tried to do with our curriculum is try to interlink the theme throughout all subjects wherever possible, so that the children are really immersed in what they are learning. So we have English, maths, science and history on this page. If I go to the next one, these are our geography topics, computing, art, DT, PE, which is taught by a PE specialist. So they're in charge of the physical educational skills that they'll be learning in their PE lessons. We also have music, PSHE, and of course RE. Now on this page, we have the Everest timetable. Every day starts off with maths. We make time for reading for pleasure, break, and phonics. That's the same schedule every morning for the Everest class. Reading for pleasure is something new to the school. We are trying to develop an environment of readers within our school, you know, encouraging children to really have a love for reading. So reading for pleasure is just an opportunity for either the children to have access to different kinds of books, listen to stories, or think about certain themes, or discuss the meaning of a text. So there's lots and lots of different things that take place during the reading for pleasure 15 minutes of the day. We then have lunch at the same time every day, science on Monday, PE every Tuesday. Humanities involves geography and history, computing and PSHE on a Thursday. Then on Fridays we have RE and alternate weeks of music and art. We also have something called Maths Talk, which happens twice a week, which is an opportunity for the children to either revise certain concepts of maths, or to maybe go over some of the things that they've been learning in their maths lessons that week. Okay, so I did mention PE. Every Tuesday, Everest class will have PE. Wednesday afternoons is when Snowdon has theirs. So they don't have PE together like they used to in the past as a whole year group. The children are required to have a school PE kit. So this involves black or dark tracksuit bottoms or shorts. We don't require for these to have a logo on there, and the new black NIA sports t-shirt with black pumps or trainers, preferably Velcro trainers if your child is unable to do their laces. We are well aware that lots of families have the purple NIA sports t-shirt. If your child still has that t-shirt and they can still fit into it, then we don't mind them coming into school with that purple top for their PE kit uniform, which is absolutely fine. Earrings must be taken out by your child, or if not, before school. Socks must be bought if you're, especially for those girls who are wearing tights, and long hair must be tied back. So on to home learning. So the expectation for home learning is that every week your child reads 5 times a day. Sorry, 5 times a week, my apologies. And for this reading to be recorded in their home reading diaries. Reading 5 times a week, we know that the week can be busy, but having this regular reading is so important for your child's educational development. Being a strong reader allows them to access so much more than just English lessons. They can access every part of the curriculum if they are good and confident readers. So really developing that and supporting them with their reading, it must be done regularly as often as possible. Termly homework. So you would have noticed on Friday we sent out our homework, which included 10 activities that need to be completed over the course of a term. We will be sending out weekly maths homework. So if we could ask that whenever a termly task is completed on the grid that went home on Friday, if you could just please tick and sign off when that task has been completed, just so that your child's class teacher is aware of what's been done. We've also sent home a homework book for the work to be completed inside, so that your child's class teacher can check. We will need the homework to be brought into school every Wednesday for this to be marked and then sent back home for Friday. Spellings are set every Friday, so your child should have come home with a set of new spellings on Friday, which they will then be for this coming Friday, and then they'll get their new set ready for the next week. There will be times when we will ask families to make projects to do with the current theme or topic. So this will probably happen either once every long term, maybe. So we don't mind what kind of projects you come up with. As long as you spend that time at home, I think that's the main thing. And with your child making something wonderful, the children will be given an instruction sheet of what will be required in the project and any suggestions for resources. Okay, so this was the grid that I was mentioning before. So this is the same grid that would have come home on Friday. Like I'd asked before, if we could tick and sign off when a task has been completed, that would be amazing and really helpful for teaching staff to know what tasks you have been doing at home. Okay, moving over to the DNA of NIA. So in the past, we have called these our values, but we're now focusing on these 6 strands of our character drivers. These are aspiration, care, collaboration, excellence, respect, and responsibility. The children's awareness of these is amazing. We used the same terminology last year. They understand what it means to aspire, to try their best, care for others, to collaborate with someone else or people around them, to be excellent, to show respect, and to take responsibility. So this is something that we will continue to keep working on during your child's time in school. We would ask that if you are providing a packed lunch for your child, that it is a healthy lunch. Lunch is such an important part of the day. It kind of keeps the children energized to continue their learning for the afternoon. If you need more suggestions or support with this, then please feel free to go to www nhs.uk/change4life. Okay, so that brings us to the end of the presentation. If you have any questions, or if you need to speak to myself, have a query, or wish to make an appointment, then please feel free to call the school on 01604, my apologies, 212-811, or feel free to email at info@nia.uk.com. I hope you enjoyed this presentation, and I hope that it was insightful and informative. Like I said before, if you feel that you need to have a chat with me, please feel free to call, make an appointment, and I'll be happy to discuss anything regarding your child's learning. Okay, have a great day. Take care.